Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how I created this blinged out set. This is a custom order that I did for a client and I wanted to bring you along for the process. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. These are the colors that I'll be using today. So originally when I laid down the Not Polished Pleasure, I noticed that it was way too light. It shows up as white on camera, but it's actually really a light pink. So what I did was I used the Not Polished Princess Slipper to encapsulate the ombre to make it not only seamless, but to give it the perfect color. It honestly just worked out because I really wanted to use Princess Slipper, but it was just too transparent. So I just used Pleasure as a base. But this color that I'm laying down right now is Upscale by the Nail Fuel Bar. Definitely check out this brand. I have two more of their pigmented acrylic colors, and they have some really good acrylic powders. The colors are so vibrant and they don't marble, which is what I love. And also, it's beginner friendly. The consistency is like slow setting, so it's not going to set on you as quickly. So it gives you a lot of more time to work with it. So it's a lot more workable. Also, because it's slow setting, you want to make sure you're draining your bead a lot more than what you normally would because it will be runny. I guess that's all based on your preference, like how you want to work with the consistency or what type of consistency you want to work with. Because when I was a beginner, I wanted to work with slower setting powders just because I didn't get the hang of how to maneuver with acrylic. But now, oh my god, I be wanting a fast setting powder. I purposely add acetone to my monomer so that my beads can set quickly. Honestly, just take your time. Acrylic application takes practice, and practice makes improvement. So I can make an in-depth tutorial just so that you guys have that for reference. But for the most part, like, you really have to just work with it and work with different acrylic powders to really get the hang of it, because not every acrylic powder is going to operate the same. When working with ombre, you want to make sure that you're going in with a bead that's a lot more wet. You don't want it to be too wet. You just want it to be like a little bit more fluid. You definitely don't want it to be too dry, because then it'll be hard to work with and it'll set on you, and then it'll create this like weird line of like demarcation. So yeah, you kind of, again, you want to play with it. And this acrylic is also really good for this because it is so, like, it blends so well. Look at how good that ombre look. Okay. Another tip when doing ombre is to feather out the acrylic. Use a very light hand, very light pressure when doing this, because you don't really want to move around the acrylic too much, because when you do too much, then it starts to look crazy. So as you saw, I feathered out the cuticle area because I don't like when that part is too bulky. I find that it causes the press-on to shrink and it just doesn't look good, like, to me. That's me. You don't got to do what I do, but this is what I do. Just make sure to pat to distribute the color down evenly. Feather it out to ombre. And you really just want to mostly focus it on the end, not the full. You see how I'm doing it? The end. You don't want to drag the acrylic, because then you're going to mess up the ombre and then it's going to look just not that great. You'll be able to tell when the acrylic is setting on you and how it feels. Like, you'll feel it. It's really no big deal if it sets on you and there's like a line of demarcation. You can always just go back in with more acrylic and blend out. You don't have to do it all in one bead. You can do however many beads you want. You know, I never really thought about that kind of stuff when doing acrylic. I just do it until it looks good, it has its structure, that's all. So my client wanted a gradient in rhinestones, actually. So I kind of did the ombre for nothing, but not really though, because I feel like it gave exactly what it needed to give, you know? So originally it was a gradient from from pink to light pink, but then they were like, why don't we just bling out the whole nail? And I was like, okay. And then we tried it and we loved it. So that was the whole idea behind the placements of the rhinestones. Like, I love it. I think it's so different. I think it's really unique. And I hope that people can like be inspired by this. You know, I would love to see this in blue. I feel like in blue, what? Or maybe even like a green. Ooh, like a different types of green. Girl, somebody needs to do it. And if they don't, I will. Once I finished, I made sure to make sure everything was in place and cured everything. And look at the sparkle and shine on these cuties. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you all in my next video. I hope everyone stays blessed and be safe.